My name is Sandra. I am the different woman. According to a Zambian proverb, one who enters a forest does not listen to the breaking of twigs in the bush. This is reminding you to stay focused on your track, focus on your goals, focus on your project, focus on that new mission that you've decided to take on in this new year. It's an opportunity to do it all over again and do it right. So forget the naysayers, forget the critics, forget all of the negative energies, put them behind you. Remember that on this show, it is forward ever, backward never. So you are important, your journey is important, your story is important. So focus on you and your journey. Forget about the breaking of twigs and focus on you. Yes, girl, this is an opportunity for you to stay focused. Yes, stay the track and let us hear your story. Beautiful woman in the house, and she's going to be sharing her story with us very soon. She's so interesting to chat with. She's doing amazingly well. She has so many projects lined up, and yes, she's impacting lives in our community. Yes, that's what the show is all about, impact through storytelling. I know you're itching to meet her. I know you want to know who I'm talking about. But before then, you know how we do it. We go down history lane and dig up some stories of women in our history, women in our past, whose stories would have been misrepresented or gone untold. Yes. Are you itching to know what story we have found out today? Let's take a look. This is the face of the woman who had to disguise herself as a man to have access to the Tanzanite mines. Yes, she is Tanzania's first woman miner. Her name is Pili Usien. Her identity was finally discovered after she was arrested for raping a girl. I can imagine the faces of everyone present. Talk about when there is a will, there is a way. Find out more by searching out her name. Yes, if we don't tell these stories, many women would die with their stories untold. That is why the show is here today. Impact through storytelling. So girl, if you have a story that we need to hear, don't cover it. And like I always say, no impact is too small. You think your contribution to this world is too small. Hey girl, no contribution is too small. You are a living being, so you are born with a purpose. You alone have got something that all of the world is searching for. So let your light shine. Bring forth that passion, live your dreams, live your life, allow your visions to come to fruition. Maybe we would be able to save a life. Yes, your dream, your passion, your vision might save a life. So I want to introduce you to someone interesting, someone special. She's inspiring. She's doing so much amazingly well. And yes, it's time for us to share her story. Let's go now and meet my guest.
I am a girl who loves to write and who loves to read as well. I'd like to see myself as someone who loves to dream a lot too. I'm a dreamer, and I'm someone who fiercely believes that her dreams are valid, and that has translated into every single facet of my life, into how I chase my dreams and how I guard it fiercely. And it's also translated into my career as a person and into basically every other aspect of my life. I run an agency. It's called FacePen, and it has always been my dream to grow it into a sustainable brand, an international brand that gathers the recognition of other international audiences. We are a content creation, branding, and marketing agency. And when I'm not running things as the creative director of my agency, I am a ghostwriter. And like the word implies, I like to stay behind the scene like a ghost, but not literally, of course. I help people write their memoirs, autobiographies, self-help book, and I also write courses for coaches. It's something that I really love to do, helping people who cannot express their thoughts. I love to help them make their ideas come alive. I love to help people tell their stories. That is who I am. I think I actually started writing, taking it as a career when COVID hit. But before then, writing has always been my means of expression. Actually, I was just doing poetry when I started writing. I think it dates back to when I was like 10, 11 years old. I think I was basically a kid that liked to scribble whatever emotion it was that she was feeling. I loved to scribble it into paper. It was the only way that I could express myself to people, especially because when I was growing up, I struggled with expression and I struggled with, expressing the emotions and struggles that I faced as a teenager. So poetry was the only means of such expression. But it was not until I was in my 20s before I learned that I could actually use that gift to earn money. It was actually something I would always love to do. So when I took to ghostwriting, what really convinced me to stick to this part is the fact that I always get an unimaginable sense of satisfaction each time I'm able to listen to somebody tell me about themselves, and I'm able to express it on paper and in words in the same way like it was them doing the writing. Like this is someone telling me about their life story, and I'm able to translate it accurately so much that it would look like it was that person who was writing it. So aside that, over time, I've been able to help people who have been survivors of several forms of abuse. I've been able to help people who have suffered from PTSD, marital abuse, gender-based violence, and even people who have had to deal with really chronic health conditions. I've been able to help these people tell their stories. It's kind of like my forte, memoirs and autobiographies. And I have a sense of duty. I feel like it's an honor to be able to tell the brave stories of these men and women who have trusted me with their story. It is more than an honor, actually, to be able to do that for them. So every single time I'm able to get a piece of a project done, every single time I'm able to complete a story for someone, I feel like I have done my part in making the world a better place, because I have given life to their stories. I have helped them tell the world what they have been able to overcome. I have helped them put it out and say, I did this. And it's an honor to actually be a part of the whole process. Okay. For me, when I started out, actually, I never really thought of it that way. I've always believed that men and women all have different playing grounds. And while the odds are not always in our favor as women, I felt like we women have our own field, and our male counterparts, they have their own field as well. And while we do not have equal strengths and abilities, I believe that we can all do the best that we can according to our circumstances. And I've always believed that if my light is big enough, then it gonna shine. Irrespective of wherever it is, it will always shine through. But as I began to delve into the corporate world, especially in terms of running my own agency, I discovered that sometimes the field isn't really designed to let you play properly. Now, let me explain this. Oftentimes, when I have been approached by potential clients, potential investors, potential, customers and all of that, one of the questions that I often got was, do you have a male CEO? Do you have a male co-founder? Do you have, they want to know if I've got a male back in my agency. And I always go, no, this girl is solo. She's bootstrapping, and it's me here. I am the only founder that you can talk to. There's no male behind. There's no male anywhere else. So oftentimes they often back out. I don't know if it's maybe because they feel like females are not capable enough of running a company, which I believe is a lie, obviously, because we are doing an amazing job as women and female entrepreneurs. But it has been a stereotype that I've constantly struggled with when it comes to potential investors and potential prospective clients and corporations that want to do business with me. But that is for the corporate world. When it comes to my ghostwriting field, I haven't had such occurrences before. People usually want to know how talented you are, irrespective of your gender. But the corporate field is a different ballgame altogether. And it has been a challenge for me as a female entrepreneur who's trying to run an agency, getting the male investors and male perspective, male-led or male-driven, I don't know how to put it quite correctly, but corporations that have males leading in the managerial sector, is really hard to convince them that as a woman, I know what I'm doing and I have been doing a good job running my agency. For me, at first, I used to be really pissed off. Every single time a question comes in, somebody asks me, do you have a male co-founder? It fills me with so much rage, because that question alone almost undermines my efforts. It's like you're telling me that I'm not doing enough because I'm a woman. Why do you need to ask me about a male co-founder? Can't you look at my efforts? Can't you see what I'm doing? Am I not enough? So I always feel like it's undermining my efforts and my abilities as a female entrepreneur. But over time, I've struggled to rise above that stereotype. I've struggled to realize that instead of trying to, like fight and complain and all of that, which sometimes is not even really working because you can complain as much as you can and the system is not really getting fixed. I have learned to play the game against all odds. Like I said when I started, I believe that if I am passionate enough, if I am consistent and dedicated, if I do my best, my light will shine regardless of wherever it is placed. So I have done my best to run my agency, guiding myself with the principles that I will succeed whether or not I have a male co-founder behind me. I will continue to do my best in pushing my brand and my business forward. Okay, so I think I'd say a 6 because I've come from a long way, as I said earlier, from the trenches, and with the level of growth and the consistency, and you have to actually look back at the past and the present, and the difference is quite a lot. So I think I'm at a 6 when it comes to being at my dream life, and that's basically because I haven't put my agency on the map like I want it to be. I haven't raised my agency to the level and standard that I would want it to be. And that's basically why I'm putting it at a 6. And that's also because I've got really amazing future plans and goals for FacePen, and I can't wait to put all of those into motion. I am different, to answer your question straightforwardly. Yes, I am different. I think this is because, unlike a lot of other people, I am very spontaneous. And that means that I do not really like to overthink things that relate to my dream, my purpose, and my goals. I am very instantaneous. I'm the kind of person that gets an idea at least 4 to 5 times every day. Like, I always have something crazy running in my head all the time. And I am the kind of person that once I get the idea, even in the weirdest of places, like in my shower, taking a nap, having dinner, breakfast, whatever, like I could just have some idea I want to implement either in terms of my ghostwriting or in terms of my agency, and I just get a pen, or sometimes I pick up my phone and start to scribble something, and I'm like, okay, I'll do it this way, I'll do it this way, I'll do it this way, and then immediately I'm starting to implement it without person to overthink things. So that has really helped me in terms of making a lot of spontaneous decisions, because I don't have to overthink, I don't have to overplan. I get the idea, the next thing I want to do is implement it, and I don't want to stress it out. I want to work on that idea as soon as I have it. And 2, I am very, very protective about my goals. I am a passionate person. I love to put my entire self into stuff. When I'm doing something, whether it's business or anything else, I like to be seriously invested in it. Like, if I'm not putting 100, I'm not putting anything else. It's 100 or nothing. So because of that, I've always been very different when I chase my goals, and I don't let failure stop me. One of my life quotes is from a K-pop boy band, BTS, and he says one of the members was quoted as saying that he'd rather be dead than live without passion, and that has been my mantra for a very long time. I'd rather die actually than live without passion. So if I fail in the course of implementing an idea, it only means that I have to get up and try again and again. So it doesn't matter how many times I fall. I will always stand up, because falling only means I've got to pick myself up and keep going forward. You have to be hungry enough to actually chase your dreams, because you will always, always have failures. You will always fall. There will always be something to drag you down. But if you are hungry enough, if you know what you want, and you're hungry enough, you will get it, because you will keep going. And don't let the fear stop you. You can turn your fear to your fuel. Sounds cliche, but it is the truth. The more you're scared, it's only a sign that you should keep going. And believe me, the sky is going to be your starting point. If you are a woman and you're watching the show for the first time, please keep up with Sandra. She's doing an amazing job projecting women. If you would love to be a sponsor of such an amazing project, I'm a big fan of women empowering women. You could give her all the support she needs. Contact her and leave a word. It could be a word of encouragement. It could be a way to sponsor. It could be anything basically. But this is an amazing project that Sandra has put in place for female entrepreneurs, and I can't wait to see what she makes out of this. So please give her all the support. Women, we need to stand by each other, and the men too can do a job. You can do a good job supporting us as well.
tell you that she's a breath of fresh air? Did I forget to mention it? Okay, now you know. Well, as you can see, she's doing amazingly well, and I loved every minute that we had this conversation. The reason we're bringing these stories to you, it's not because life is rosy for anyone out there. It's not because people don't have challenges. Well, it's because we want you to see the real lives of real women out there and how we're surviving, how we're coping, how we're pushing our bounds and breaking or shattering those glass ceilings, how we're making a name for ourselves, how we're standing out. Yes, that's why we're bringing you this story. So if you're a woman out there who is seeking that inspiration, well, here you have it. Go through all of our previous episodes and catch up on the stories of women like you. Yes, we're going to be bringing you more stories like this. And of course, if you're a woman out there who is watching this right now and saying, well, yes, I have a story to share. Girl, I want to meet you. I want to talk to you. I want to chat with you. I want your story on the show. I want you to be able to inspire someone out there who is watching and thinking, my contribution is so small. I don't know what I'm doing with my life, and so on. Your story can inspire someone. Your story can motivate someone. Your story can change a life. Yes. That's why I want you to reach out. So feel free to reach out to me and let's have a chat. Hey Queen, I brought you another goodness today. Yes, these 3 gorgeous self-catering apartments in an old castle with a sparkling pool is only 5 minutes away from Victoria Falls and is located in Livingstone Crocodile Park. This beauty you're looking at is located in Zambia. They have cool crocs and savvy snakes, and they offer educative visits for the whole family. So if you're considering a holiday or vacation for the whole family, I think you should consider Victoria Falls Castle. Get more details from their website or Instagram page. It's amazing! Now we have this beautiful sites across the globe. Yes, there are places for us to spend our money and spend our time and of course rejuvenate. So do you know any of those exciting places that we need to spotlight next? Or where do you find interesting? Where do you actually go and hang out and, rejuvenate, revitalize and re-energize yourself? We want to know those places so that we too can tour those places. Okay, so this has been the show today. Next week, I'm still going to be bringing to you another amazing woman on the show to come share her story with us. And of course, you know why. Until my next video, remember that it's okay to be different.